Hello. So, new week, new goals, new plans, new challenges. I am now at the start, or 2 weeks before I start my competition prep or long, prolonged dieting phase for stepping on stage. We've all been back in the gym for a week. It's a beautiful Saturday morning as well. So, there's a quick recap. I'm going to kind of take you along today a little bit. I'm going to try and pick you back up to speed where I'm at. Yeah, hope you enjoy it. Hello, so me and Lisa have decided to go through to Muir. We're walking back along the beach bit, but we're just on the path just back from the beach, so we're between the sea and the forest. So I'll let you know the honest truth. I recorded a 5-minute clip earlier on explaining absolutely everything that I'm doing, everything that's changed and why it changed, and then when I came to save the video, once I edit it through an app, it said I needed to delete files, so I went and deleted files. I deleted that video, and now I have to do this again. However, I guess it's a good thing, because I was going to just cut the video off in my living room, whereas we've actually gone out now, so it'll be a bit more entertaining, or I suppose there's a bit more to look at and to see. So I'm now transitioning in a fat loss phase. I believe I said that in the last clip. What this is for is this is just to reduce water retention just now, so I'm not in a full deficit yet. My calories have been reduced by about 1,000, and I know for some people that will seem like loads. However, I'm still eating 2,800 calories on training days and 2,400 on non-training days. Today's a non-training day where I've done my cardio, and again, cardio has been introduced just purely so my energy output, or the amount of calories my body burns, is increased. That is now for 30 minutes of high intense interval training. I guess steps have been increased to 10,000, or they've kind of held at 10,000. That's why we're through here today to get these steps in. I'm not able to look at the camera because there's loads of rabbit holes. Again, food's changed slightly. Exercise and output, so energy output, has been increased slightly. I wouldn't recommend going from whatever you're eating now, unless you've been in a gaining phase, to 1,000 calories down. I was probably in a surplus of about 1,000 calories, so we're probably now hovering around my maintenance calories of about 2,800. But then taking in the 2,400 will just reduce that slightly. So food and energy output, so food's decreased, energy output's increased. I will check in with you later with either some images of food or talking through some more of that. So when you're setting up or you want to go into a fat loss phase, it is essential that you get your body into a calorie deficit. So calories are just the body's energy, or a human's fuel, I suppose. We use calories or energy to do anything, to stay alive, and we take in calories through food. Your total daily energy expenditure, or your TDEE, is made up of your basal metabolic rate, which is about 60 to 70% of the calories that you burn. And what that is that's your heart beating, your hair growing, your nails growing, your body just doing its functions, so everything, absolutely everything, just staying alive. 15% of the calories that you burn, it can be like 15 to 20, there's a big variance in these, but we'll just say 15%, is NEAT, or non-exercise activity thermogenesis. Thermogenesis just means raising temperature or increasing the temperature within your body to do certain things. So non-exercise activity is things like potentially walking. Walking can be your exercise though. It would be tapping, fidgeting, chores, potentially work if you've got quite a hard, or I guess it could just be work. Carrying a child, anything that is movement or activity that does not, you wouldn't class as exercise. The next part of your total daily energy expenditure is the thermic effect of food. So when you eat, your body has to raise the temperature of different parts. So when you chew, when you salivate, I think that whole process is called mastification. When you swallow, when you digest, and when you process it, that requires about 10%. And then exercise activity thermogenesis, or just exercise, is only 5%, because it's only like about half hour, 45 minutes to an hour, or there are people that do a little bit more. And again, those percentages are pretty rough, but that creates your total daily energy expenditure. And what you need to do is you need to make sure the amount of calories that you take in for that is less, because then what happens is the amount of calories that you're not feeding your body, or the energy that your body's not getting fed but it is using, it has to make up. And what it does is it goes to stored energy, which is fat or adipose tissue, and it converts that into fuel, and we use that. So I hope that clarifies what a calorie deficit is. I hope that sheds a bit of light on what your body does to burn calories, and then you all understand eating, because we all love it. That is how we get energy in our body. So step one, you need to get yourself into a calorie deficit, or your body will not lose any fat at all. It'll just keep using the fuel that you're feeding it to do the rest of the processes. I will check back in a little bit to explain increasing exercise, increasing activity, and how to aid reducing down food to create the calorie deficit. So I hear you ask, how do I know how much my total daily energy expenditure is, or how can you figure yours out? So I've tried, well, I've been doing this now like 9 years all in. I've been really regimented with my calories, my macros, which is just carbs, fats and protein, for about 3 and a bit years. There are calculators out there that can estimate for you, and what you have to do is from there you kind of trial and error. You have to trial out the first week. If you drop a lot of weight, I don't know if you can hear my watch buzzing, that means I've done my 10,000 steps. If you drop a lot of weight in the first week, it means you're not eating enough. I know that sounds glorious, but you want it to be sustainable, and you want it to also be healthy. Your health should always be at the forefront of this. So we know, myself and Vaughn, my coach, we know my old maintenance calories was about 2,700, with me gaining about 10 kilos from when I started. We're assuming it's maybe 200-300, maybe, I think you can say like 5% increase or so. It's not much, but we reckon about between 2,800 and 3,000 calories for maintenance. So the variables that will never change for me are training. I'll always train 5 days a week, and then the other variables for activity that we will alter and progress to cause more energy output are steps, so my non-exercise activity thermogenesis, or NEAT, and my cardio, so that would be classed as exercise, but we're just increasing the energy output. So back to how you could figure out how many calories you should be having. Honestly, I would just try using one of the calculators and take it from there. In a week's time, you kind of want to be dropping about a pound a week. That's you burning off 3,500 calories of stored energy. Again, that'll be sustainable. You'll be able to still eat plenty, and you won't, again, you're not going to cause any damage or alter health at all. There was something else I was about to say there. I suppose I could touch quickly on food. You do always want health to be the priority, and something that I have to tell a lot of clients is healthy food is always going to taste healthy when it's calorie controlled. You can spice things up a lot, but when you start adding things like adding sugar, or you add extra fat, or use oils to make things taste better, the calories do start to increase, so you'll be able to eat less of those foods. So you do want to try and utilise low calorie, big volume foods, so things like salads and vegetables. Fruits would fall in there as well. Let's go to the left. And again, you want to be eating things that you enjoy eating. I'm pretty fortunate that I really like pretty basic food. I'm pretty fortunate as well that Lisa enjoys cooking, so she makes pretty nice things. But I can just eat the typical like bodybuilder's diet of chicken, rice and veg or broccoli. So again, I'm waffling. I'm going to try and stop waffling as much as I do. For you to figure out your total daily energy expenditure, just type in calorie calculator, put in your details, it'll shoot it across to you, track your calories for a week, look where body weight goes, take your daily body weight, take an average. You're probably best doing 2 to 3 weeks actually, to then see what happens and see how you feel. So for me, calories have been reduced, exercise stays the same, and what we've done is we've increased my steps and energy output with cardio. I am trying to round this video up now because I kind of want to just enjoy my day off. I hope that helps. I hope that's of some sort of use for you to figure out how to get started. I hope you understand that fat loss occurs when your body's in a calorie deficit. There is no other way to do it. People will be like, oh well, I'll do more exercise. That then means that the amount of energy output that you're doing increases, so the amount that you're taking in isn't enough, which also just means calorie deficit. Because your body's doing more than what you're feeding it. I wouldn't rely on exercise. I would definitely try and figure out nutrition a little bit. Make sure you're eating foods that you enjoy. Make sure you're eating foods that fill you up and it's not just tiny little bite-sized things. I'm starting to get out of breath. My shoulder's starting to shake. I'm going to call that video quits there. So that's where I'm at now. Things have changed slightly. I'm hoping to be able to help you guys more along the way with things like explaining more about nutrition, more about training. I am wanting to start introducing, sorry that was gross, introduce more talk about mindset, because I really do believe that helps. I do have 2 videos planned for this coming week, one on all the aspects of health and another one either about motivation, things opening back up and the choices that you could make to still be able to have a social life but also stay within your calories. I have a couple ideas and I will bring you along. Over the next 8-10 weeks you'll really start to see my face change. Excuse me. You'll really start to see my physique will change, but again it's not going to happen overnight. This is day 2 of being in lower calories, higher output. Nothing happens overnight, nothing will happen in these first few weeks. It will take 8 to 10 weeks, but it'll be a bit more exciting than me just getting fatter than I was before. So I am going to round that up now. Thank you very much for watching the video. If there's anything you want me to talk about, just leave it in the comments below. If you do like it, give it a thumbs up.